I bought bubbles. How fun is that? I want to talk about something that people have been talking about a lot on social media, but not a lot of therapists have been talking about it. Hey sis, I'm Dr. Dee Wednesday, and I want to talk about being whimsical with you. There's a lot of chatter on social media about what it's like to be whimsical and why we need to be whimsical, but nobody's actually telling you how to be more whimsical or why it's even important for you to be whimsical. So if you're someone who's a little serious, a little high functioning, but you still want to be a little more joyful, grab a chair, take a seat, and let's dive into it. So the other day I was at Walmart buying groceries for my family, and I just so happened to make my way down the toy aisle, and something caught my eye. Bubbles. So I bought them. Not for my son, not for his friends, not for some weird project they have at school. I bought them for me. I bought them on purpose for me. A 39-year-old therapist and professor bought bubbles for herself. And sis, let me tell you, that's probably one of the most psychologically healthy things I have done for myself in a while. And before you close the video thinking that I have completely lost my mind, hear me out. Because I've been watching this whole whimsical trend make its way around every corner of the internet. But let me tell you, most of the people I'm seeing talking about being whimsical and getting your whimsy back, they're really just talking about aesthetics. Flowy dresses, flowers, candle making, painting. They're talking about things that look good, things that look whimsical. Baby, the girls are running around fields like they're running around in a perfume commercial. And while that's cute, that form of whimsy might not be for all of us. And I'm gonna be honest, I ain't mad at it. Do your thing, sis. But what I do have a tiny bit of a problem with is that nobody, and I mean nobody in the therapy space, is really talking about whimsy and what's actually going on underneath this trend. And what it means that millions of women in their 30s and 40s are all of a sudden craving at one time permission to be whimsical. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a therapist at my heart and at my core. And when I see something like this going on, a mass cultural craving, especially amongst the girls, I don't just see an aesthetic, I see a symptom. And today, we're going to talk about what it is you're actually seeking, what your nervous system is actually seeking, and why it is you've been really scared to give it to her. And yes, I have been blowing bubbles all week long with no shame. And you're not going to make me feel bad about it. I like my little bubbles. Okay, I want to tell you about a client that I have. We'll call her Maya. Now, her name isn't actually Maya, but for security purposes, we're going to call her Maya. Now, Maya is like most of you. Maya is high functioning, very successful. She likes to read books. Maya is very practical. She's a logical girl. Maya is what I call high functioning. And high functioning is just a clinical term that basically means Maya has all her ducks in a row. On paper, she has her whole life in order. But the issue is her life is only in order outside. On the inside, Maya's a little bit of a mess. But nobody in her life actually knows it because on the outside, she has a good job, plenty of money, a cute little family, nice hair, nice clothes, nice bags, and a nice ass car. Maya is living the dream life. The life that a smaller version of her would have been proud to see her live a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, the girl has it together. She's going to therapy, she's read the books, she's done the work, she knows her triggers, she knows her attachment style. I'm not gonna lie, she has the whole therapy vocabulary down to a science. So you can only imagine when she came to me for therapy, insightful, smart, got it all together, I was really curious about why she was even here. But lucky for me, this is not my first rodeo. 90% of my clients are high functioning women. So I know without a shadow of a doubt, just because something looks good on the outside doesn't mean everything is cool on the inside. So I asked her a question. The question I have asked many women: what do you do for fun? Not for productivity, not because it looks good, not for maintenance, not hair, not nails, not massages, fun. What do you do that brings you true delight? And your girl was stumped. That girl looked at me like I had asked her to solve an algebraic equation. And she was quiet. She was quiet for about a whole minute. And if you've ever been to therapy, a moment of silence for a whole minute in therapy, maybe that's a long time. But I let her have it. I let her sit in silence because I wanted her to think about it. I wanted her to really think about what it is that she does for herself that's just fun. Not self-care, not self-improvement, just fun. And after sitting there for 60 seconds, she finally answered. And her answer was simple. She said, I don't think I have an answer for that. And I would love to say that I was surprised, but I wasn't. I knew when I asked her she wasn't going to have an answer because most high functioning women don't. And that's when I knew. I knew exactly why she was in my office. Because while the girls have it together, the girls have lost their joy. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all have buried your joy, one task and one responsibility at a time, over several years, saying yes to everyone and saying no to you. You've lost your whimsy, but that's okay. I'm gonna help you get it back because you deserve it. Okay, so here's what no one is saying when it comes to the whimsy trend. No one is talking about play. And I mean genuine, purposeless, delightful, slightly unhinged play. Now, girl, play is not optional for your nervous system. It's not a reward, and it's not something that you earn after completing your to-do list. It's a biological need. We need to play. And I need y'all to understand this. This isn't just a trend. It's a trend because it's a necessity. We've gotten so wrapped up in the hustle and bustle of things that our nervous systems are shutting down and the girls are confused. And that's where the trend came in because we're looking for play. And you don't have to take my word for it. There's a researcher, Stuart Brown. He has spent decades studying play in humans and animals. And he found that the absence of play doesn't just bring about sadness. In the absence of play, people are actually experiencing greater levels of depression, higher levels of rigidity, and an inability to adapt to stress. Your brain literally needs to play in order for it to be flexible. And flexibility is how our brain stays well. And here's the part that hits different, especially for me as a therapist, because play, true play, it has to be purposeless. It can't be planned. It can't be attached to a goal. Because the moment you say something like, I'm going to start playing for my mental health, baby, you've already lost the plot. Real play is bubbles. Real play is bubbles on a Tuesday while you're grocery shopping for your family. It's random. It's weird. It makes no sense. And it offers you nothing but joy. So when your nervous system is drawn to play, when it's drawn to whimsy, to doing random things just because, listen to that. Because that's not immaturity. That's not you being childish. That is your entire nervous system asking for a break, asking you to settle down and play. And let's be honest, for a lot of us, especially women who've always had to be the responsible one, the strong one, the smart one, the one holding it all together, we've been in survival mode for so long that we honestly forgot that there was a whole nother option. The truth is, you didn't abandon play because you wanted to. You abandoned it because somewhere along the lines, somewhere along the way, you learned that being serious was safe. And if serious is safe, then playing around is risky. So you shoved it away to save yourself, or so you thought. Okay, can we get personal for a second? Like, can we just be honest and real and truthful? This trend isn't just hitting because the girls want to be whimsical. This trend is hitting so hard because the girls have been feeling guilty for wanting to be whimsical, for wanting to play, for wanting a break, for not wanting to do it all anymore. There's a level of guilt there because when you're someone that's been shouldering everything for your family, for your friends, for your job, for your kids, wanting to put all of that down brings about a level of guilt that we don't talk about. Because you know, like I know, the moment you want to do something for yourself, there's a little voice in your head. Oh, you need to be doing something productive. Oh, I know it's something else for you to do. Oh, you're being lazy. You're not being considerate. You're not thinking of anybody else. Oh, girl, you too old to be doing it. And the one that I hate the most, it comes from this side. And it brings with it just a little bit of shame. It's the one that says, people are looking at you. Folks think you crazy. And that shame isn't random because that shame triggers guilt. And that guilt has a history. Because for most of us, being serious, being capable, being the one that's responsible and the one that gets it done, that's how we earned love. That's how we earn love from our parents, from our family, from our friends, from our spouses. We're going to talk about that later. But it's how we earned our place. It's how we earned our place in people's lives, how we earned respect. And play was never safe because it was never useful. It was never useful for someone else for us to be playful. So we stopped. And now, here we are years later, in our 30s, in our 40s, miserable. And seeing other women on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, running around in linen dresses, in fields, blowing bubbles, and playing, it does something to us. It hurts a little bit, right? It triggers an ache in your chest. And not because you're jealous, it's because you can remember. Somewhere deep down, your inner child remembers. She remembers what it was like to just do things because it was fun, doing things just because. And she misses that. And because this trend is coming back, she's getting triggered and she wants to participate. And baby, we're gonna let her. So let's talk about how to actually do this. How to let yourself be whimsical. Here's where I'm gonna give you something real to do. Something real to actually hold on to. Because I can't just say all that and leave you in your feelings without a flashlight. That wouldn't be right. So I'm not gonna tell you to schedule your whimsy or schedule your play. Because like we talked about before, play has to be purposeless. And if we're gonna schedule it, baby, that's the most unwhimsical thing you can do. But what I am gonna tell you to do is start with micro-whimsy. And micro-whimsy is exactly what it sounds like. Small, slightly ridiculous, completely purposeless moments that you allow yourself to have with no explanation. No explanation to them, no explanation to them, and no explanation even to yourself. Buy the bubbles, wear the ridiculous dress, wear the big hoop earrings, take the long way home just so you can see the trees that you really like. Don't rush. Just slow down a little bit. Girl, do a damn dance. Do a dance in your kitchen to a song that you ain't heard since 2003. A song you ain't never had no business knowing the words to. Drop down. Get your eagle on, girl. Now, these things sound small because they are small, but that's the point. You don't need to change your whole lifestyle. You don't need a whole overhaul. You need to practice letting the part of your brain that's always thinking and always on duty, Little Miss Perfect, you need to let that part of your brain take a break. You can go and sit down because we got it from here. And the more you let that part of you take a break, the more you allow the fun side of you to play in the forefront, the more you give permission to yourself, the more you give permission to the small, random, a little weird version of you to come out and play. And the more you do that, the more your nervous system is going to start feeling safe. Safe to be a whole person again. Not just a perfect person, not a performing person, not someone who has to earn love. Someone who deserves love. Someone who deserves joy. Whimsy. So here's what I want to leave with you. The whimsy trend isn't just about aesthetics. It's about a generation of women, collectively, remembering that we are allowed to just exist. Exist for other reasons, just productivity, or to satisfy other people. And if buying a pack of bubbles on a random Tuesday in Walmart can make one woman feel something she hadn't felt in years, then honestly, that's clinical. That's healing. Baby, that's work. Sis, you don't have to earn flowers. You don't have to justify slow mornings. And you don't have to explain why you want to feel light again. You're just allowed to. You're just allowed to be. To be you in totality. So if this hit somewhere real for you, drop a couple bubbles in the comment section and tell me, because I genuinely want to know, what's your version of micro-whimsy? What are you going to do for yourself that's fun, delightful, and purposeless? And if you have a friend who's forgotten how to play, send her this video so she can remember, and maybe she'll come play with you. And as always, sis, I love you. and I hope you have an amazingly blessed day. Bye.
I'm looking for, yeah, it's that bird in the VIP.